Imagine call let darkness call when me or in let darkness. Imagine let there be light because that what I tell you. Even when you do pity, don't do it in darkness. You don't go light. Gripon Jehovah gripon. The message let there be light before anything happen.
This is what the reason we are on our knees and we're fighting. With all our might, we are fighting for electricity.
I think man, fair understand. I tell you, he let darkness, go in the darkness. I pay my today shop. Enjoy more. It was problem for him. Darkness bar, NDC, your yale. But let me tell you something. This is what I wanted to say, and it's in line with what we're talking. I don't like it when we say war. You understand me? But now, prior to war, before war, Liberia still have a lot of shortcomings when it comes to electricity.
PUA,
Public Utility Agency, Authority, PUA. Before it became LEC, PUA, before it became LEC, they have problems, have shortcomings. I agree, everybody can have shortcomings. But Liberia always had grave shortcomings. You understand me?
Corruption?
Due to the ineffectiveness.
What do you mean, sir?
When the right people were not there to do the job. And life of loyalty and passion for the job.
What do you mean, sir?
But now the people on the job, like a commitment, were not committed to the job.
The Sam Bernard era?
Way before Sam Bernard, but now we got Sam, I thought about Taylor Major. Oh, yeah, man, come here. He said, tell me. I thought about Taylor Major.
What's the managing director?
Managing director of PUA before LEC. Taylor Mayor, I mean, I don't know about Taylor Mayor company in Kawe, where Prince Johnson was living. Taylor E. Mayor. But I mean, I don't know about same point, and then crazy what near and I'm picking it. I don't know about it. So this and Taylor Mayor stay at PUA and LEC very long. I'm saying to you that Bernard Liberia at the time had the advantage to do many things that it did not do. And I will name some of those things.
Yes, sir.
In this land. We could have gotten a state-of-the-art dam for our position in the world at the time.
And that's set up for what?
And not set up for less because the shit we get here that dam. The bullshit we get go hydro that die. Guinea better than all. Guinea hydro far better than that brother. That bullshit that brother get here. Go Mali. The same Mali get over there. You can poo on that brother man cover that when that die, brother. That bag, poo pat. Now, you have the Americans in your palm. If that brother America say the word, the sky are yellow, America say, oh yeah, sky yellow, that brother say so. You understand me?
During the Cold War time.
During the Cold War, we had America by the balls, by the sea. They're not bad because that bureau, everything was that bureau. VOA, that bureau. Omega, that bureau. You see that bureau, you see Philippines, you see Djibouti. And among the 3 countries I call, only Philippines made use of it. There were 3 Omega towers. Oh, the Djibouti is a head over Enos. Big borehole. Djibouti. That bureau better than Djibouti, brother. I beg you. That bureau better than Djibouti. Djibouti? Oh, you did that. Look, hey, when they say, look, the industry, La brother, that for Djibouti. Djibouti ministry, the whole in the ministry, the jacuzzi, the whole and we're in the street, deep at the top. And the man Steve Bauer, man. The man put it in Steve Bauer, man, where you? Oh, Djibouti. I said, only the 3 countries in the world have been during the Cold War that benefited from the Omega navigation tower for Liberia, Djibouti, and Philippines. The Philippines benefited more than everybody.
Wow.
You know why the Philippines benefited more than everybody? The Philippines took advantage of it. You understand me? The Philippines used the Filipinos used the Americans.
Yeah, you always use.
And they had a dictator at the time, Ferdinand Marcos.
Ferdinand Marcos.
Yeah, Ferdinand Marcos. They said, we're speaking.
Kill people.
Marcos didn't give a damn. But America didn't care because Marcos bowed down to them. You understand? Marcos said, anything Quebec say, I agree. But I will fuck you.
You feel my country?
You feel my country?
You give me electricity?
You give me current. You give me current. You give me infrastructure. You're straightening on my economy. Omega will be here free. You always spy on anybody you won't spy on.
You're killing too.
Yeah, you don't give a damn. Liberia had the opportunity to have more than one state of the art. And why we get say now state of the art? Liberia had the advantage to have about 5 seaports like they put in Ghana.
Who are you right on the top?
But then that top man here smoking a whole lot of opium and sleeping with a friend and women. Hey man, my Budu just sending opium here, he putting it in cigars, he putting it, he rolling it, smoking it. You understand me, brother? But you know how many, the respect that brother have. You know how many put that how they got it put in Ghana. Where they put it in Ghana? Where they put it in Ghana? How they got it? Tema, okay, Tema Harbor, right?
Yeah, Tema Harbor.
Tema Harbor is very decent, beautiful, and it was built by Nkrumah. Back Nkrumah started it and then finished Agrifin, finish it. So I'm talking about in the early 60s, early and mid 60s. Like brother should have about 5 of them here. There should have been a port in Riverside. There should have been a port in Kema. I mean, state of the art in Kema. There should have been a Bassa. There should have been a port Lango Blesden.
Yeah.
There should have been a port in Harper. Harper Dock. I can PP across it. That bullshit, but then they tag in Sano. I can PP across it. I can spit away. They tag in Sano, they get the cream or chunk the law in the water, then the law in the water, then the cream, liver the lover in the water, and put it in the ship. But then can you imagine? Like, bro, should have had at least 5 state-of-the-art ports. Harbors, call it harbor.
Harbor.
Okay?
Look at Cape Mount, no port.
Look at Cape Mount, no port. Cape Mount was one of the least developed places, and Cape Mount damn old.
Nice peninsula.
They bitchy. All they want to do, put on a visor and with a slipper and listen to radio. They spend a lot of money on radio battery. Listen to radio and wear watch when I'm working the old Mortimer watch and put pay in the pocket read old newspaper. The newspaper expire. Ever say newspaper they reading it. They're women working. Pregnant woman when you come from the farm.
Do say that, sir.
No, but I'm bullshit me. I'm talking. So, but I'm just saying to you guys how Liberia. Look, the war. Yeah, I agree. The war damaged a lot. The war spoiled a lot. The war spoiled the economy. The war spoiled a lot. But Liberia could have been far ahead, way in front of the war would have spoiled, and we could have just rehabilitated and got better within no time. But now the war been over 25 years. We stay fucked up. Is it what? Measure, there's a difference between measure and fucker. Measure is not too bad. Fucker is damage, it's small.
I represented it now.
Sorry, sir.
But we are.
But we fucker. Damn it. We could have been way ahead. Now, okay, war, let's say, finish, 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Every child born 2003.
You know nothing about the war.
You know nothing about war. But 2003 children coming out of college. 2003 children born in children. But now Liberia, time don't wait for you. You understand me? And Liberia is still stagnated. Liberia is, or like you end up doing a 800 meter dash, and Liberia run and reach 600 meters when everybody stay to the starting line, and everybody can and pass by Liberia and reach 800 meters. Liberia stay to 400 meters.
No,
but now Liberia is behind because Liberians put Liberia. Our leaders put Liberia behind.
Yeah.
And the leaders that put Liberia behind are not leaders from after war. That leaders 1847.
Oh, baby.
The old Beche from Genjirawa clean down. Other than screw it up some kind of way. But now I ask you one question one time, you can remember Stone, you can remember. I asked a question one time. I say, how many presidents we now had? I think you say I was 24, that was something 24 or 23, something like that. And I asked a question, I say, tell me what 5 presidents other than Tubman, Turbo, Do, Tubman, Turbo, and Do. What? Tell me what Ellen. Yeah, you remember Resto? What they do for that bureau? Like you can remember when we get a whole roster of presidents. What did they do for that? But again, you tell me what did Stephen Adam Benson do for that bureau?
The man at Benson now.
That friend I want to call him name for it because I need.
You do not.
What they Daniel wanna do? No, your Benson was fine. Like Garrison Gazing Lola Bamboo. Garrison Gazing. What David Cheese? Joseph Cheeseman did.
So what you trying to say? All
we have for nothing leaders. Sheree, they just there.
Garrison Woman Gibson.
Former Adolf Bagley then. Adolf Bagley, Chloe Biaplin,
Daniel Bashel Warner.
Daniel Bashel Warner, then he just sing hold he the one made the long time in the national anthem. Daniel B. Warner, yeah, Warner. He wrote a lyric, like on a legacy.
What about Hillary Richard Wright Jones?
Hillary Richard Wright Jones, the only record he get, he was the first to be born in Liberia. He was the 11th president. The first
Jim Cheeseman.
Jim Cheeseman, he died of it. He 10 years. He was weak. He died waiting. He died.
William David Coleman.
William David Coleman tried. He was trying to bring now. William David Coleman. All of William David Coleman's policies was what William V.S. Tubman stole. Now, I wanted to remember to know this. Any historian who know this, call me and challenge me on it. All of William David Coleman's policies.
Clay Ashland here.
From Clay Ashland. He came from Fayetteville, Kentucky.
Clay Ashland.
He came from Fayetteville, Kentucky. William David Coleman.
The Clay Ashland.
William David Coleman was forced to resign, not by the people of Liberia.
So the Clay Ashland.
The Clay Ashland.
From District 17.
From District 17, even 17.
The Clay Ashland.
Yeah. Coleman resigned because the people in his cabinet did not want to cooperate with him. So he said, I will resign. And I resigned. Yeah. The man born in Fayetteville, Kentucky. Fayetteville, Kentucky. Had the series. Yo, I can't be here with the big trade. You move from there.
I'm going clashing.
The unification policy that Tubman brought, that was him.
Yeah.
The unification policy. The policy for election where women suffrage.
Listen, Daniel Howard.
Daniel Howard?
Yeah.
He go declare war on Germany, World War I. Damn, make the German submarine king ready to say we. They went say Omar Howard jump under the paper. Can declare the blackout. So that all we know him for is declare blackout. 1919. And he killed 45 tribal chiefs. That's all he did. Yeah, 45 tribal chiefs during the Crew War.
Fire squad?
Hanging by hanging. That was the name street, Lane Street.
What name?
Daniel Howard. Daniel Edward Howard.
So, you just said something here that had just tickled my fancy.
Where's that, man?
Lynch Street?
But that's why they named the street Lynch. Lynch. Lynch Street. That road that led to the prison. That prison has been over there since the administration before Howard. Who was before Howard? That was Gardner. I forget who was before Howard. I beg you, check it out quick.
Yeah.
But it was there before Howard. The prison was there. Where you call Saw Beach or that thing. That Maria Central prison. It had always been there. That prison has always been there.
Yeah.
So Howard during the Crew War of 1914, Howard convinced about 47 Crew and Grable chiefs to come to Monrovia under one, there was a colonel called Colonel Rayleigh from the Liberia Frontier Force. Colonel Rayleigh went for them and told them, "You come, Maria, let's talk peace." So they got on the Liberian Army, the Liberian Navy gunboat from where it's called Grand Cess, Grand Crew now, where it was Grand Cess that time, where it called Sastown, and brought up Beche to Monrovia, over 47 of them. Manipulated that over to come here.
Who now?
Daniel Howard, Daniel E. Howard, Daniel Edward Howard.
He ruled from 1912 to 1920.
Okay, she said, "You clap for me now." If you clap, anybody don't clap, I resign the job, I go home.
Clap. So here's
Don't I finish with the you. I show them I teach them. Yeah, Daniel Edward Howard. He ruled from what year? 1912 to 1920. It was after Howard that King became president. But who was before Howard? I can't remember. Before Daniel Howard or who? The man before Daniel Howard?
Arthur Barkley.
I remember because
Arthur Barkley. 1904 to 1912.
Okay. Arthur Barkley in administration, the mayor of Bia Jean Harding. He from Broadway. Yeah. Arthur Barkley from Broadway. Arthur Barkley and Edwin Barkley, no, born in Barbados. But Edwin was born here, his nephew. But he was born in Barbados, in Jamestown, Barbados. This is you know we're speaking. No, that king. Edwin was born here, his nephew. Edwin was born here, but Arthur was born in Jamestown, Barbados. Yeah, in there again, bro. He in 08, he was president at
Arthur Barkley.
Arthur Barkley, his nephew Edwin, yeah, in there again. Yeah. But I don't point my heart. We will look at it in the top. I see those things. I forget what the video is.
Yeah, let's go. Sorry.
So, Arthur Barkley created this prison. You understand me? You have Arthur Barkley who even started the police. Arthur Barkley started the police. So, when now that road that you see going down to the prison there, yes, that was on that little road that they hung the guy 47 crew ambassador chief, crew gravel ambassador chief in 1917. Yes. You know, soon they had a crew war, the crew gravel war. And let me tell you why the war started. The crew gravel war started when President Arthur Barkley, in the final years of his administration, decided that the government will raise revenue through something called a hot tax, HUTTAX, hot tax. So the crew gravel ambassador said they're not paying because they're not benefiting from hot tax, and besides that, they don't even have right to vote. They don't get hot. Why? I will be paying. They're paying real estate tax. You don't get hot. You understand? So they're not paying it. Yeah, but they were right. So government said you don't pay, we arrest you. But before that one happened, we fought war, we divided that bread, we began our own country. So the crew, the gravel, and the Bassa, the headquarters were in Sastown, where is now Grand Crew. So I mean the rivers that Bassa, Nibon Creek, where you got rivers today, the Bassa from Buchanan, from Grand Bassa, excuse me. The 24, the Mampan, Nibon Creek, no Mampan, Bassa, now from river said Mampan Bassa from Monserrado, yeah. Damn it, good question. Ask me the other day. Who's the told president? The Mampan told president. The Mampan you told the president. Mampan of war, I see the food, the town by the food, always dry. Yeah. The told president they're going to do it. Mampan, our president, come for. So, the war were on, and the war were giving government shit. So Daniel E. Howard said, I got a Calais for the guy. I will Calais them. I told Colonel Rayleigh, Amra A-I-L-E-Y, Rayleigh. I forget Colonel Rayleigh first name. I told Colonel Rayleigh. And this is 1,000,000% factual, I'm telling you. I want you to go find them. really went to that place along with about 100 men, and 100 frontier folk, right, listening?
Yeah.
And the guy, the frontier folk guy, went there. They said, "We don't come for we can't know you all to tell you all I want." The president said, "We want to see your Morovia. You all go Morovia so we can talk it, convince the guy, the brother guy, about 47, 30 men
On the street.
on our road. After the kid, then you know Congo, but you know Congo people. The boy said, "But that road that going to the precinct, why you lynch your heat on the road there? That's a lynch street over there.
You lynch the people.
You lynch the people over there. They lynch your heat on.
Street.
That's how that place got a name, Lynch.
You know,
Lynch Street.
up to the day I thought it was a family named Lynch.
No family named Lynch.
Because guess what?
No family named Lynch. Anything like brother desire you get the street.
No, because I know the
They got the Lynches in Liberia.
Broadville.
Yeah.
I know Aniston Lynch, Daniston Lynch.
Yeah, I know Momolu Lynch.
Momolu Lynch.
Yeah,
all they right there living YED in Broadville. So I thought that the family had some relevance.
Lynch family, man, blood didn't do nothing in that. No reason for what they need. Nothing after. Ain't gonna do something for what they need after you.
Yeah.
Lynch ain't do nothing.
Alfred Francis Russell.
Alfred Francis Russell was before Howard. That Alfred Russell then built that place, that J compound. Handsome man. Let me see Francis man.
Alfred Fred Russell.
Yeah, Alfred Francis Russell, he was crippled small.
Hillary Richard Wright Johnson.
Yeah, Hillary R.W. That was the 11th president of that.
Joseph
Jean Cheeseman. Yeah, Cheeseman from Jamaica. Cheeseman really Junklin over there. You know that? Very close relative to Junklin. I think first cousin or something.
William David Coleman.
William David Coleman from Fayetteville, Kentucky. From
Garrison Wilmot Gibson.
Garrison Wilmot Gibson, he was Episcopal priest from Maryland.
Arthur Barkley.
Arthur Barkley from Broadway.
Daniel Edward Howard.
Daniel Edward from Edina, Grand Bassa.
Hillary Richard Wright Johnson.
From Edina, Grand Bassa, son of Elijah Johnson.
Joseph Jean Cheeseman.
Joseph Jean Cheeseman from Edina, Grand Bassa.
William David Coleman.
William David Coleman from Clay Ashland.
Garrison Wilmot Gibson.
Garrison Wilmot Gibson from Maryland County, Episcopal priest.
Arthur Barkley.
From Jamestown, Barbados.
William David Coleman.
William David Coleman, like I said, from Fayetteville, Kentucky.
Damn it. Y'all clap for you. Y'all listen, this is the importance of the Blooding Show. Your history teacher at the university level cannot flow like my papi can flow. I can tell you. It is important to know, also note, that the topic that we're on, and the reason why we talk about the former president is to show you how all those people have failed this nation.
Failed that, bro. Failed that, bro, man.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to pacify, and I don't say this to pacify or to give excuses for the likes of Samuel Doe to the present president.
Yeah.
But the base was never set. You know that term when they got government is what? Continuity. Liberia never live up to those accolades.
And but please press on the word never. There's nothing that J.J. Rowell started that Stephen Benson continue from Stephen Benson or whatever and Daniel B. Warner continue. You understand me? And my children going down. Never.
Let me say something here, and this will be kind of controversial, but I will still say it. When you assume power,
yeah,
and this is what a mistake. This is one of the gross error.
Please repeat, brother. It was a what? Gross error.
When you assume power,
be mistake.
When you assume power, Papi.
Okay.
Papi. Yeah. One of the biggest error I see the new generation they're making They made it in the last administration. I see them making it now.
Yeah.
When you assume power, it's time for you to lead and stop defending. Liberian people didn't elect you to defend. They elected you to lead. The party of which I won the election by. That was one of the biggest errors. They defended for 6 years and forgot to lead. And guess what? I see the same thing going on with the Unity Party regime. They are defending and they are forgetting to lead.
Damn it,
People elect you.
You bring it home.
When the people elect you, they elect you to lead. They elect you to lead. They elect you to go on Facebook and say, I got yellow machine coming, and when the post say you get this coming and you be defending. No. People, CDC defended themselves for 6 years and then they lost. You defended, you did not lead. If you led, CDC led, they would have lost.
Exactly.
I speak from an informed perspective.
That's it.
I speak to teach.
That's it.
I speak to inform. When you are elected lead, you know the party people making a scene. I see all the little children from UP that got small education and they are just on Facebook defending. No. Your time for defending when you was in opposition. Lead us now. You've made a commitment and said you will rescue us. This is what we want. Stop
the
defending
the mission on.
Freaking lead.
Rescue.
CDC came to power and they said they was the alternative. But guess what? They defended themselves and kept themselves in the opposition state. They were the government of the people, but they forgot. They kept themselves defending against Unity Party. When the Unity Party came back and won it. We speak truth to power. You may not like me for what I'm saying, but it's the truth.
But I know what I think. I didn't want traumatized to be opposition for 12 years. Damn it.
But, yeah. We must learn how to lead. And quite interestingly, the present regime is defending and they are forgetting to lead. And at the end of the day, you will assume the same fate. We speak from how we see it.
That's it.
We don't sugarcoat nothing. We speak as it is.
But
when you are in power, lead us. Provide for us. Work towards making us 100% electricity reliable. That's what we want. We want to be like Tunisia. We want to be like Gabon. We want to be like Algeria, where they have 100% electricity. Because guess what? Let's talk about electricity. Just like
that's the boost of any economy, bro. Electricity.
The puppet said something. The district from which I'm the representative of, perhaps the most populated district in Liberia, and perhaps the largest district. You said this one is larger than us, but I know it's not the fact. You remember I ran for senator before, so I went all district one. But I still have.
But I can see that, Jose.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I tell you.
Yeah, it's a beep.
Break you down.
But listen. Pop said something, and I want for my people to hear it.
Yeah.
Even if we're opportune to get 75% of District 17 electrified.
75.
The opportunity that will be provided for our people, is unimaginable. And this is what I'm pushing for.
And something you said, brother. That made a lot of sense. There's a lot of wastelands in District 17.
Papi.
That is land that can be developed into an industrial complex.
See, we want to move the industrial location from the Somalia Drive.
It would be nice.
Where have became more residential.
But Somalia Drive residential area now.
It was not meant to be residential.
No,
it was never planned. That was the free zone created by the William Tauber. I think William Tauber.
How people manage to know to own land in a Bannerville, New Jersey. I still want to know how.
Let's talk about the free zone.
President William Talbot in 1972 decided that that area where we call Garnersville, Bannersville, or New Georgia, that whole lane, that whole belt, to be the industrial free zone, the industrial belt of Liberia. You understand me? Only having the Stephen Talbot Memorial Estate, the E. Jonathan Goodrich Housing Estate. Now I'm talking about Bannerville Estate, that the real name according to you. That's the name of Bannerville Estate. The E. Jonathan Goodrich Housing Estate. Then the Stephen Allen Talbot Housing Estate in Garnersville, and the New Georgia Housing Estate, which was built by government to house employees of LPRC and the National Port Authority. The two estates that were built for that purpose were New Georgia and the estate we call today Matadi. Okay? So, this was a project that started in 1972. President Talbot got help from the governments of Guyana. You got Guyana?
Guyana.
Yes, Talbot got help from Guyana. Talbot went there in 1972 to Guyana. He got help from there. I'm talking about to open that blue, but not to clear that blue. Yeah. The Guyanese government gave that blue a whole lot of yellow machines and all the things to clear that place.
285 yellow machines?
I'm talking about 1972. I'm talking about 1972. The Guyanese government did that. William Talbot, his first year into power. First, the year that he entered, the next year, because he became president in 71, July. I'm talking about 1972. Talbot went to Guyana. Talbot went to the United States. Talbot went to where the country name? Another country in South America there, in North America, Grenada.
Why are you going to so small country?
And he was getting help. That's how Talbot was. That was we called non-aligned. That was the non-aligned. Money can be the blessing.
Yeah. Man can be there.
This is how you know we're speaking. So, yeah, they won't be friends. So Talbot did all this.
It was people there.
And then Talbot broke the tie as being the first Liberian president in 1972 to visit Asia. He went to China on the same industrial free zone road and landscaping. He went to China in 1972, Willie Talbot, the first Liberian president to go to Asia. Willie Talbot. This is a record. Go check behind you that way.
No, I can't check behind you. I'm stupid.
You understand me? Willie Talbot, so all these places are calling, so the only residential area should be Stephen Talbot, E. Jonathan Goodrich, and New Jersey Housing Estate finished. No other private houses supposed to be there.
No more Chiefs right here.
That's why you have no Chiefs right here. Estate. I don't know, the only residential areas is supposed to be Stephen Talbot, E. Jonathan Goodrich, and New Georgia.
Nothing else.
That's why you notice all those estates are on one side of the road.
Yeah.
The whole rest of the area, the intent was for the aluminum factory, the Union Glass factory, the shoes factory. That a company called Laramco was here.
Yeah.
Then you had the Maggie Q, where you got chicken soup factory. You have Lone Star matches factory. You have Ever Ready battery factory that was manufacturing batteries. You have another No, that's what over there. There were plenty. Then you had the Monrovia Transit Authority, the MTA. Then you had the oil refinery, MPRC. Oil refinery. And I say that petroleum company, where they bring oil, they say, 800 gallon. No, I talk about refining crude oil in Liberia. Only 3 countries were doing it in the whole of Africa. 4 countries were doing it in the whole of Africa. Liberia, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and Angola. These are West speaking.
Damn it.
But I ain't speaking. The refinery now, people living there. People living all the where the machine are. A big community now in Ghana.
So good and places.
So damn it, bro. Jump over and where's in Ghana and all of them for Rabble. Yeah, we do no bitch.
But see how super populated the chicken soup factory.
Chicken soup factory then. Chicken soup only. Look, let me tell you something. Maggie Cube. The shoe factory, you had Laranco.
Papi, is it true that you used to export Maggie Cube to the rest of Africa?
But not to the rest of the world, not Africa alone, please. Maggie Cube was global. Ever Ready battery, global, sold in America.
So what happened?
Union Glass Factory, global.
Yeah, glass factory.
Glass factory, global. Aluminum factory, global. Everything in Liberia. But that's why you had a third best GDP in Liberia in the world by 1980.
What happened?
You had the third best GDP. It was Liberia. It was United States, Japan, Liberia.
Wow.
Yeah. Very high GDP. Punani.
Papi, what happened?
Punani. Damn it, a lot happened. If I continue to talk my topic for now,
what's too crazy?
Too great, stupid, brother. It's why too great everyone talking in that radio watching.
What happened? Talking.
Sky, Punani.
Sarah Sky?
They put Ray-Ban. You know Ray-Ban I got problem, man.
Yeah, Ray-Ban got what with everything.
Yeah, Ray-Ban. But all of God knew everything and they were getting money. Money was coming, but they were going to the Ray-Ban.
Sarah Sky.
Sarah Sky, Ray-Ban. Where they get a head off it? Damn it. You know that? Let me just carry your head back. Then, okay, I forgot one. You were benefiting from the World Maritime Authority.
How?
Over 70% of ships flying all oceans and seas in the world were flying the Liberian flag.
Back in the day.
So the Liberia Maritime Authority.
Let me ask you. The Liberians from Barclay, Totmo, Tobo time.
Yeah.
When we had that era going on, is no different from the Liberian from Doe, Taylor, Elling, we are in Boycott.
It changed. It changed.
But
there's
what
a difference.
Happened?
There's a difference.
Papi,
Yeah.
in that, okay, let's say from Tobo time, in the 30 years, what has really happened? Because I see nothing but digression.
Liberia has always retrogressed.
The retrogression, that's why I see it.
Liberia, you know, but now when
Papi,
peak, yeah.
Do you know that as early as 1988, 87, that we never that when it comes to United States visa, there was never a line to the American embassy. But every vacation time we had an influx of airline that came to that. Probably let's talk about some of the reasons why Liberia was considered the third highest GDP globally. Let's talk about unbeknownst to us, our touristic attraction, aka the Ducor Palace Hotel, before Alt Afrique. Let's talk about the proliferation of different airlines, and I want you to name those airlines that was frequent in Liberia at transit point. Let's talk about Roberts International Airport. Let's talk about the brain dream of this nation that have in some way denied the citizens. I want to say something to you here, Pops. And I was lecturing a group of youth.
Yeah.
And they were praising me and thanking me for the level of development in the district. And they said, we didn't vote for you because we didn't believe in you. We didn't believe, in Liberia we stereotyped a lot.
Yeah. Oh, too much.
That Texas driver can't do nothing.
That
mean a cabinet can't do nothing. They man, you don't even know they men are pushing a push. He's a college graduate, but he's doing it because of yeah. So hey, I was able to explain to them that because of the marginalization that our country gave to us, I was forced to get into politics.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If Liberia would have created a space for me to soar, rise, and provide for my family as what I chose to be, a DJ. In Liberia, the thing say, look at him. He found a man and power born to be DJ, but at least they know they are very ignorant that DJs are the richest people in the world. And I came to, and listen, I came to this country. I came back home in 2005 and created wealth. And created a name. I created wealth, created a name, and created employment from citizens because of DJing. But our people are too blind. They are too blind and to see that. So
DJ begin president.
DJ George we are. That's his name. But
president.
But what I'm saying that these things, the opportunities that should have been bestowed to us, that would have made us
stay in your lane.
Stay in our lane. It's not there. I've never been there. This is why some of us came around to politics, to ensure that those opportunities, to stimulate the creative sector of our nation. And guess what? I came as a lone voice to stimulate the creative sector. I was fighting for $200,000 in a budget. Guess what they put there? 0. But I'm back on them again next year. By next February, I'm back on them. Liberia must understand that in Nigeria, the entertainment industry and sector is the highest job creator in the Nigerian economy. Look at yesterday, Davido got married. Have taken over the entire social media of the globe that we live in, this world that we live in. Even people in Finland and Afghanistan and Kazakhstan talking about For me, it's time that we migrate to modernity. The leader must be modern. Unfortunately, we don't have a modern leader. We don't have Steve Boyka. You see his guy behind what the other old papini. They're not modern. They don't understand what is driving the world. You got some country that got 31-year-old president. We got 81 wherever old Boyka is that going to do any good? Hell no. He don't understand. He understand
Why he knew?
his era. And you can't blame him for it. You got to blame us because we elected him. Our people elected him as our president. The young people must rise up in this country. We need modern leaders.
Yeah, but when Kush got to move to the market,
Yeah, that's the
Kush got to
problem there
go. Kush got to go. Nikon got to slow down.
We need modern leaders. Look at the kid in Gambia. Is that Gambia or Senegal? One of them. Gambia. Senegal. He's I think 28 years old, very 32 or something. I forgot his age. He got 2 junior.
Yeah, but people.
West Africa is turning. Look at the leader of Burkina Faso.
Yeah. Burkina Faso always been blessed with young leaders, but when I get
No.
Sankara. But you didn't know.
Listen, the world, thank God to the internet. The white people was building internet. They didn't know they was making the world a global village. Now their website.
I think I reading the data for that.
I can live in Argentina right now. So there's a site that will make me put me live in Argentina. I can walk on the street of Argentina. I can walk in the street of America right now from right on my phone. And to put on your virtual eyeglasses. Let's get serious about development. And Papa, you know, one of the good things about the world now, why we are fighting for electricity, why we are fighting for expansion of the internet, is because you don't even have to go to school. The internet can educate.
Educate you. You don't. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to go to school. I agree.
You need a notebook once you know how to navigate your phone. And I'll tell you what the internet is from Pop. Let's go.
Okay, so like I really saying, Liberia became what it became today. Right? Just tell me how. Liberia became what it became today because of the change, the revolution of 1980. That was what broke the straw on the camel's back. The revolution of 1980. Liberia had not fully recovered from the revolution of 1980, then the war of 1989.
And Pops, let's say if Liberia had utilized all the opportunities that it had during the Cold War,
yeah,
I think Liberia was going to take, like, after the war, after 1990, Liberia was going to take like 5 to 10 years to get back on course.
Less, Stone, I would say 5. I would say 5. You didn't have a big infrastructure here. You understand me? You didn't have a big infrastructure. You didn't have a big population. So, if Liberia was taking advantage of their connections and their contacts, there would have not become, the war was not going to, there was not going to be a relapse. Liberia was not going to go back into war after 1990. You understand? From the first ceasefire, things were going to subside, because you already know the effects of war. You already know what war can do. So you wouldn't want to go back into something else. You understand? But then look at it from 2 perspectives. One perspective, you misused, or you did not even use your connection. 1. 2, there was a bunch of greedy people taking advantage of the situation to create more chaos, only because they wanted money in their pockets. You understand? Money and power. They never wanted, because look, if you look at the war in Liberia, the 14 years, there's no winner. There's no winner. All the people, the warlords that were fighting, they're either in jail, very sick, or dead. And the children they born, can't show you anything. You know what I mean? I say, oh, I inherited the wealth from my pa, or something like that. Never. Or my auntie. Never. It is simply because It was unnecessary. Very unnecessary. Now, Liberia, after all the years, from 2003 until today, has not recovered from what happened from 1980 to 1989. 1980 gave birth to 1989. Right, you get me? 1980, the coup d'etat, the revolution of 1980 gave birth to the civil war.
Yes, sir.
Because of the way people were treated. It gave birth to the 1989 Civil War. And the 1989 Civil War completely damaged the societal fabric of Liberia in every capacity. Every capacity. From health to education to security to entertainment to sports, everything. There is now
Fabric.
one sector of the Liberian society that were not damaged because of the war. Everything, the fabric, the societal fabric of Liberia. You know, at the other day, I was looking at my friend and brother, the ambassador for tourism, Christopher Hill Onanuga. And he was talking about Hotel Africa. And I wish that Chris had called me to be in a video. I would have explained more. He explained, but he didn't go in depth. But I wrote, and I said, Hotel Africa, with all I was spent on building the OAU village, because Hotel Africa is part of the OAU village. Hotel Africa and United Conference Center, they are part of they are the OAU village. They are the two main infrastructure with the villas at Hotel Africa for the OAU. I say the OAU village only was used for 10 years, from 1979 to 1989. That's too much money that was spent to only last for 10 years. United Conference Center is the state of the art. United Conference Center got 2 helipads where helicopter can land on top of the building. United Conference Center is equipped with a bank, a vault beside the conference hall. United Conference Center got over 8 conference halls in that one building. Soundproof, that you can be having one conference here, one conference 17 minutes. Hundreds of millions were spent on the OAU village. And were only used for 10 years.
The Unity Conference,
and not even fully used.
The Unity Conference Center was built with futuristic relevance.
Unity Conference Center was advanced more than a time.
And the intentionally built it
that way.
Aspect.
Say, Qubits.
You know what I mean? Qubits. The company called Qubits.
Israeli company. The same people that built the mansion.
And they said that, you know what? And they was right. Papi.
Yeah, but
if the government, this administration must put budgetary allotment at least $3 million, and I will initiate a campaign commencing December. They must put $3 million in the 2024-25 budget for the total and complete rehabilitation of the Unity Conference Center.
Yeah, around there.
The Unity Conference Center
$3 million
is a bastion of history and touristic relevance in Liberia.
In the world.
Thank you. Not in a sub-region, in the world.
In the world.
The Unity Conference Center was the venue that accommodated the emancipators
of Africa.
Papi needs someone that
okay, so Liberia hosted. So you have William Talbot.
Hold up, Papi.
Yeah.
086 107 107 0770 107 107. If you want to listen at the names, so you can learn something and you can be able to explain what you've learned on the Blooding Show. You want to hear some of the emancipator of Africa that sat in the
AOU chambers.
The chambers of the Unity Conference Center. Call us on this number. We'll take your call. Hello, how the fam?
How the fam?
What's up, ED? We call from?
I'm calling from District 16.
Your name?
Sarah Socio.
What mean? Let's go.
Pape.
Yeah?
Just continue enjoying me, Pape.
Thank you.
We're learning a lot for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pape.
Mama, you can tell a representative thank you. You can tell a Pape thank you.
What, representative? You must sit down together. What?
086 107 107 0770 107 107. I'm not going to call the Blue Show Teach FM, but we're teaching. Hello.
Yeah, 107.
Yes, sir. Name where you call from?
Joey, we're calling from Attington.
Attington. What about Attington? Yeah.
Joshua Road.
Zagaman Fiera.
Yeah, about Zagaman Fiera.
All right, let's hear you. What's up?
What are you listening on? Your phone or radio?
I listen all the topic from start to end. I listen.
You using your phone or you using your radio? I want to find out something from my transmitter. That's why I asked you, my son, before you continue.
I'm using radio.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, my son. Ask your question. Hello? Brian Mengo?
Yeah.
What you say?
Yeah. Ask your question, Papa.
Yeah, my question is going to my representative concerning about our role and our legislation in Attington because we don't have anything in that there.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Thank you so much. So you know since I don't know how many years I've been the only representative come over there as far as Garam base.
Yeah.
We are working with the people that are doing exploration there.
Yeah.
A high school is coming there. A hospital is coming there. And when exploration and mining starts, Attington, Zagamanfi, Maize Boy by extension will become a city.
All right.
During my regime.
All right.
When
we'll
the
tell you, so we'll pray for it.
Thank you. When the dry season come, we have a company that is going to open the road. Okay?
All right.
From Attington straight to the bridge that we're fixing to Virginia.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right. Okay, let's get more callers here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Your name, where you call from?
I'm from B. Rogers and I'm from the Kanafi Battery Factory.
Talk to the pops.
First of all, Honorable Blue, thank you for the show.
Yes, sir.
Question. I want to ask the public one question on the age. I want to do age.
But go to head ministry. Oh, now you're 10
No,
business.
but it's too young for that. It's too young for your age. I was asking.
Are you watching video? That on video call you watching me? To know what are young or old? You better move on the 10 radio. Yeah, get up in the phone, man.
Hello.
Brother Jerry, what you want to do?
Hi. Oh.
Yeah, but how are you?
Hi. Your name, where you call from?
I'm Umu Jalo calling from Simple Bridge.
Okay, Umu, let's hear you.
Yeah, before I already been trying to call on the station, but I can't get here.
Okay, you on now. You on live. What you say?
I knew full of friend again now. I want you to be my friend.
Okay, no problem, Jalo. But I hold on, jiggy friend show.
No, not
Oh,
chicken
no.
crochet, la fair crochet.
Oh no. Yeah. You not get pregnant before?
Eh?
You not get better before?
I get better before, but I have
Oh, but I mean, you
three
friends on
children.
you friends on you, low
No, but I
Mali.
have 3 children.
Oh, you got 3 children, but you not get better before. Baba man, do hell with you. But you got 3 children. But I got a dog, you're talking about. See, you not get better before. How you born a children? You look up to the sky? You sheep?
Baby, practically.
Roll
call.
But I know you probably
086 107 107
kidney. Oh,
0770 107 107. This is what we do. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Where you call from?
Yes, my name is Emmanuel Pena calling from Lexington.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
Yeah, Papi, I'm taking note. I bring my late capable, my pen. I'm taking note.
Yeah, take note.
Funny thing, Papi, I get one burger for you or both you.
No. You see, I'm telling you, your years are getting old. Stay, I won't bring me down.
Forget what Greg had been.
Yeah, man, yellow machine bow.
Yellow machine, the only company
The
can
only company can use it.
Hello.
Anything, brother brings on the video.
Hey, good evening, Blue.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you since the election. Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you,
This is
Chief.
John T.
Let's hear you.
It's sounding regional.
Yeah, and you know one thing, as you were discussing Hotel Africa when we were kids, people used to take us there, you know, and we navigated that area.
Right.
You know, there is a need for.
How are you now? How are you now?
I even know, sir. I'm born in 1980, so I'm
Oh, you are born 80. Oh, but you don't go to Africa, you are Peking. Go, talk.
Yeah, I was a Peking, sir. Yeah. So you see, that's it. So Hotel Africa, the Unity Conference Center, I think those places need to be resuscitated.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
And you almost leaving Hotel Africa pool before?
No, they may go. But he's saying something.
Hello.
Hello.
You talk good, man. I mean, that's my man. I need 80 born at 2, baby.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Where you call from?
This is Anthony, your own son, DJ Blue.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, that's what you call going to. I want to know going outside. I'll respond.
You say what?
Where?
You say what? Well, the man working with public work with our Rose Bowl?
Where you say?
Guinea.
Yeah, DJ, that engineer, yo.
No. We will get to the Gidema Road, to the Nizo, Gidema Nizo, Bonwe Road. We'll get to those road in during the dry season.
In the charges, hour.
Christian.
Yeah.
Look at the coat here.
You need Christian?
Yeah, Christian.
You coming married for the fair road? You stupid.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Brother Jewel.
Yeah, I'm Richard Dyson, calling from
From where?
Mount Barclay.
That chicken behind you standing around?
So tough out here.
Oh, where you portrait from?
Yeah, only fun.
Okay, what is it, baby?
I enjoy you, Papa. Thank you for the oral history.
Okay, thank you, my child. Keep listening.
All right, I got one advice for you.
You got what?
One advice for you.
Yeah, whatever.
The cow that won't live when they got to eat young grass, so this is going to get it.
The what?
The cow that won't live, they got to eat young grass, so this is the young getting.
I'm gonna be afraid of young guy.
Yeah, because the cow won't live long, they got to eat young grass.
Oh, yeah, you are coming for. You will cook all the tougher in gravy for me. Tougher gravy. But I will eat it for 26.
I never had double gravy.
She was busy.
Wow.
My Wagner put out.
20 minutes at 8 o'clock right now. It's the time in the city. Let's get it. Hello.
Oh, DJ Blue.
Yes, sir, Chief. You need we call from?
It's a privilege, really, to get on this thing.
Yeah, you talking about the overwhelming elected representative of electorate district number 17, who is serving his people right now. Let's hear you.
I'm Azara Timothy Junior calling from Padre Fast
the chieftains.
Yeah. Top, Padre.
Sabi,
Yeah.
Sabi,
Yeah. Oh.
Sabi, the man, if you ask me is, you don't want to call it.
But I owe somebody.
No, you're not owning somebody, but you feeling it like friend people. Like,
Your father were born you are older than him. Then you there with your ugly said that.
Alright. Anyway.
But I'm good. You working with health ministry. You want to eat like you're dividing right with old people. But why you put the ugly bitch on the level? But that go to my other topic. I get no other topic before we go.
We came to do a big program here tonight, but Papa, you see that's the beauty of the Blue Show.
Yeah, you think on one thing, so you read.
Yeah.
You bitch, is that going to different thing? Oh, and
So check this out. Check this out, Bob.
But I want to call you.
Hold up. We explain to you the past and future.
Yeah.
An ultra futuristic relevance that we are living in right now of the Unity Conference Center. We told you that the Unity Conference Center accommodated the emancipators
I was there about the name
of Africa. And when we come back after Bucket Rods wrap-up pack, we name you some of the emancipators of Africa that crossed the Simple Bridge and birthed the accommodation into society. We'll be right back.
Ex-Saka, tell you that color. Your boyfriend gets stick, but I come with it wawa. You let the sneak around till you ball it with a boy car. Wrist lock, let's get chopped. Second time at least say we come and get that. Since she see Opon, she wanna be the clock. Blood clock, walk up in the party on rant. Nigga got me feeling like I'm walking in sand. Go ask Pinky, how I lead a gang game. Rubber jet wiper moving water from my windshield. So you want to see Gina? Your muff wild, 40 feet cantina. Rapper no kiss, they want Tima. Leah by their whip. No Trina, feeling like Ronaldo when they play Argentina. From the way I score goal in your girlfriend arena. See Martina one be female, but she 4 times more. I no key, so they be my. They want know where they find me at. Like they said, I mean, we're lost in the beginning set. I get talk the door man with shot more. I in the country, but look like I in the hospital. They start struck, they not even see the moonlight. I only flesh the way they chewing my bone set. But he got a tongue with kind of y'all papa. Meaning no fair, what time where could I tell her? What to that with a gun queer? I put our souls yo. Grown men about money, I put our draw. They couldn't wait for my dollar speaking. You get your why you looking at it? Thing I eat to smell no taste, just an all-star contribution. Every time they open mouth, they get full of chimo. Your mouth run, just water, they must find you kino. I give praise to the Lord, so the blessing come. Don't make me sign you with the hand, I used to brush fine. My village tattoo, they put me in the animal. Feeling like my album release, I never coming up. The way I sell it is more than this nigga stole now. I fell victim to something I can't control now. The whole time, they say I feel it from the industry. Music like that spiritual thing, y'all let me meditate.
It's CSE, baby.
The way I rap in a few times, and I see who can rap at me.
But who can rap?
Ex-Saka, tell you that color. Your boyfriend gets stick, but I come with it wawa. You let the sneak around till you ball it with a boy car. Wrist lock, let's get chopped. Second time at least say we come and get that. Since she see Opon, she wanna be the clock. Blood clock, walk up in the party on rant. Nigga got me feeling like I'm walking in sand. Go ask Pinky, how I lead a gang game. Rubber jet wiper moving water from my windshield. So you want to see Gina? Your muff wild, 40 feet cantina. Rapper no kiss, they want Tima. Leah by their whip. No Trina, feeling like Ronaldo when they play Argentina. From the way I score goal in your girlfriend arena. See Martina one be female, but she 4 times more. I no key, so they be my. They want know where they find me at. Like they said, I mean, we're lost in the beginning set. I get talk the door man with shot more. I in the country, but look like I in the hospital. They start struck, they not even see the moonlight. I only flesh the way they chewing my bone set. But he got a tongue with kind of y'all papa. Meaning no fair, what time where could I tell her? What to that with a gun queer? I put our souls yo. Grown men about money, I put our draw. They couldn't wait for my dollar speaking. You get your why you looking at it? I eat and smell no taste, yeah, that all-star contribution. Every time they open mouth, they can full of chemo. Your mouth run, yeah, that water, they must find you kino. I give praise to the Lord, so they blessing come. Don't make me sign you with a hand, I use the brush fine. My village tiny, they put me in an animal. Feeling like my album release, I never coming up. The way I sell it is more than this nigga stole now. I fell victim to something I can't control now. The whole time, they say I'm feeling from the industry. Music like a spiritual thing, y'all let me meditate.
It's CSE, baby.
The way I rap in a few times, and I see who can rap by me.
But who can rap by you?
The way I rap in a few times, and I see who can rap by me. Rapper pie. You hear me, yeah? I beg ya. Oh my brother, man, I want to give a traco. Every time I pull out in the street, oh, buggy, what's up now? Here corner, bring the traco back. Or traco back in full effect. I beg ya.
Hot 107.9.
Often imitated, never duplicated.
It gets no better than this.
You're locked on to
She calls an emergency.
Number one.
People design up. I get the emergency. I wanna sign up. Turn up your frequency.
24 hours a day.
Hot FM.
Tearing it up live.
107.9.
Oh yeah, well. Where's the Ines Brown? Ababadongo. And I Eva music. We babadongo. Hey. Babadongo. Babadongo. All my brabi da babadongo. Babadongo. So don't you brabi. All my brabi da babadongo. Babadongo. Wapo gonwe. Gongu gonwe. Eswe bageba. Nabugo. So he babadongo. Gonna fuck with the babadongo. Babadongo. Wapo gonwe. Gongu gonwe. Eswe bageba. Nabugo. Babadongo. Babadongo. All my brabi da babadongo. Babadongo. So don't you brabi you babadongo. Babadongo. All of my brabi da babadongo. Babadongo. Hey, balambala. I'm a balantize. Get the one with the beer. Get the one with the star. I'm a babadongo. Babadongo. All my brabi da babadongo. I will do heavyweight. Sabu no kiss me bear. The brabi da brabi. I bravo than the beer. DJ Blue da your pro. Da babadong 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 all the brabi niggas.
The man feeling telling y'all say DJ Blue da your pro. DJ Blue da your pro. Babadong ball. How would I say for now, man? It's 8:29. We got 30 more minutes here. My hoping we didn't even get in the real show tonight. You know what I mean? And this show, I think this show is an educational experience. It will run till next Wednesday. We'll come with a brand new edition. But let me say, I'm committed to this program. Even if we have to do this program by StreamYard. Mini Pop, even if the pop is in Angola and I'm in South Sudan, this program for the Liberian people. Because at the end of the day, it's all about educating our people. You know, we always love to be eccentric. We love to be different. This program is not about Liberian politics, like everybody is doing. what government doing, what opposition doing. No. This program teaches, we teach. And what we on right now, we told you that in the district that overwhelmingly elected me to be the representative, it is a bastion of historic relevance, of touristic potential. One of the main reasons I'm the champion of the bill to establish the National Tourism Authority of Liberia. A bill that I must guarantee the people of Liberia will have a 4G passage when it is finally melted and gelled. We are in consultation with actors and with stakeholders and with international partners as well as other bilateral and multilateral partners in ensuring that the bill will have no leakage, that it will address the importance of tourism in Liberia. So, and so said, let me get back to Honorable, you know where?
I live when you come on,
to educate and emancipate the minds of our listeners. While you emancipated the minds, while you freeing the minds of the listeners, you are also educating them. When we say we need electricity in this society, we're not speaking from the physical perspective. We're speaking from another divine perspective. And the great Bob Marley once said in a song called Redemption Song, he said, and I will attempt to sing. Attempt. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fears for atomic. But he said, emancipate yourself, free your mind,
your brain
from mental slavery.
None but ourselves. Not only you can
Nobody
free
can free your mind but yourself. Have no fear for whoever telling you say you cannot make it. And me being a representative of the people of the society today, because I emancipated my mind from mental slavery. I emancipated from my mind from people telling me you cannot make it. That is what we call mental slavery. I hope I'm educating some people today.
But the man, Blue is trying to say that, for example, now because you living with your uncle and your uncle can feed you, your uncle can give you rest. I mean, nobody can give you rest again. Is that worrying? Oh, you can find way to find working. Clear your mind, free your brain. That's what we're talking about. Now, but now you are asking me to name to the people some of the emancipators.
You have to let me come to it.
Okay, go to it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You think that
ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies
and gentlemen. On the altar of educating you,
damn it,
let me present to you my father, an enclave and a proud possession of history that can benefit you, equip you, and provide an argument base in any political or social section that is arguing about tourism. And I said, this is 17 hosted the only district in the Republic of Liberia that hosted the emancipators of Africa. And I said, the pop would need some pop. It's up to you.
Okay, so but there were the budget were plenty here. The presidents representing countries here in Liberia. And you know, the AOU conference of 1979 was hosted by Liberia because Liberia became the next head of the AOU. Yes, Liberia became the next head of the AOU. So that was Liberia was hosting, because that's what the AOU used to do. The country that hosting, they're taking over from the past leadership. And the past leadership, the AOU was taken over to Liberia by the president of Sudan at the time, the late Lieutenant General Gafar El Numeri. Gafar El Numeri. He was the president of Sudan at the time and was turning power over as president of the OAU to the president of Liberia, Reverend Dr. William Richard Thomas. So at the conference, you had some popular African presidents. You had Gafar El Numeri in 2017 from Sudan. You had Siaka Stevens, the president of Sierra Leone, who hosted the next OAU conference. But after that conference, he went to Sierra Leone. You had Siaka Stevens from Sierra Leone. You had Agostino Neto from Angola. Agostino Neto from Angola. From Angola, yeah. You had President. They were at the United Conference Center. Now I'm telling you that they attended the conference for 2 weeks. They were in 2017 for 2 weeks. You had from, I will repeat, from Sudan, you had Gafar El Numeri, who were turning over the mantle to the Liberian president, to the host, William Richard Toba, in 2017 United Conference Center. You had President Siaka P. Stevens from Sierra Leone, Papa Siaka. You had Godfrey Menasses, the man that took over from Idi Amin Dada. Godfrey Menasses. He was president briefly. That was happening to Robert Mugabe. Before he removed and they brought in Milton Obote, but that's for a different story. Then you have Daniel Arap Moi from Kenya. He was there. Arap Moi was at District 17. Moi Society. You had Amilcar Cabral from Guinea-Bissau. You have Felix. Before you pass by Amilcar Cabral, talk about the relevance of Amilcar Cabral. Amilcar Cabral from Guinea-Bissau. Yeah, Guinea-Bissau. His relevance to Liberia. His relevance to Liberia is that the Liberia's first housing estate was named in his honor. Cabral? Yes, the Cabral housing estate on the Oro was named in his honor. Amilcar Cabral. There were two presidents that became president of Guinea-Bissau that were brother from one man, one pa. Two persons in Guinea-Bissau. One woman produced two presidents. Amilcar Cabral and his younger brother Louis Cabral. They were both killed. Amilcar Cabral from Guinea-Bissau. We have Felix Ofuebonye from Côte d'Ivoire, who we call the Doyen of Africa. Why, sir? But now Ofuebonye had absolute control over the international community that we call the West. Ofue was a soft talker. You know, before Ofue became president of Côte d'Ivoire, Ofue was minister, like what we call it in Liberia. Ofue was minister of foreign affairs in France. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Pape.
Yeah.
So now I say when you come to the chair, you can raise some.
Yeah.
I just want to ask one thing to clarify on that.
Yeah.
Why we used to say Siaka Steve man?
Because the Liberian people believe that the coasters were rogues. The Sierra Leonean and the Nigerian, they used to call them coasters. Liberian people used to call them coasters, and they say that the Sierra Leonean our role and the Nigerian our role. So since Siaka Stephen was president of Sierra Leone, they had the B role, yeah. He the team, man, it was a joke. Yeah. Siaka Stephen. And Siaka Stephen was man, Stone, let me just clarify, I already know you. Siaka Stephen was man, Urunte Boje. And Siaka Stephen drive in a convoy in the street in Freetown, and for example, the people protesting. Thief man, you know, stop, he said that you papa the thief man, and you mama the thief man, get on, statue them with the guy. And I was told by that man who was chief of procurement at the time, a young guy at the time who was chief of procurement, John T. Richardson, who was a very good friend of our
very good friend.
John T. said that when Siaka was leaving to go by to Sierra Leone after OU conference.
In the villa, from the
villa down to electric iron gay. And he bought everything gay. Siaka villa was empty when he left me. Okay, so Siaka Stephen was here. Julius Nyerere of Tanzania was here. Kenneth Kaunda was here. Kenneth was here. Kenneth Kaunda was here. Olusegun Obasanjo was here in the capacity of a major general at the time.
Not president.
President of Nigeria. Obasanjo became president of Nigeria 2 times. Two people became president of Nigeria 2 times. Olusegun Obasanjo and the man who there now. What a minute. Buhari. Buhari became president twice. Okay, Buhari became president twice. No, Muhammad Buhari became president twice. Olusegun Obasanjo first became president twice. As a general, then as a civilian.
Let's go.
Then we have Ahmad Sekou Toure from Guinea. Yeah. Modibo Keita from Mali. Yes. Jean Bidel Bokassa from Central African Republic. Chad. Central Republic or CAR. The Chadian guy was his name Habri, who came to Liberia to represent Chad. Yeah. So, Bokassa, let me give you a brief history about Bokassa. Bokassa was Jean Bidel Bokassa. Jean Bidel Bokassa. Bidel Bokassa is one name, hyphenated. Jean is Bidel Bokassa. Jean Bidel Bokassa was a captain in the French Legion, what you call French Special Forces. He was a special force captain, and he fought in Algeria with the French army. He fought in Algeria. He fought in Mauritania, and he fought in the Western Sahara. So he was a war veteran. And later on, he overthrew a guy called Blaise Tombe to become president of Central African Republic. You understand? Yeah, Sierra. And when Bokassa became president of Sierra, after 2 years, he declared himself president for life. He declared himself president for life. The next year, Bokassa for a birthday, he made a bed for a wife to sleep on, a golden bed costing $22 million US. This was in 1974. $22 million bed for a woman who couldn't read and write. Jean Bidel Bokassa. His senior aide was a guy called Taco. His senior aide again, small guy called Taco. Taco killed him and get a chicken. And Bokassa killed 500 students for not buying a uniform. He said all school, we web you to sell uniform. So he said he gave web monopoly on rice. On uniform. Only work with sell uniform. And he said all students, all students you only wear one uniform. I get different category, get different uniform. Being Harry, Bukala know all school wear one uniform, only wear different badge. The student that get in the street, no, we're not training. We want different uniform. We get 500 from around 10, from ABC to 5th to 12th grade, came about 500. Imagine the shit every children can do, yeah? You can try it, Bukala. Yo, you can try to see Jean Bidel Bokassa.
So Bokassa king like
yeah, Bukala king, yeah. But where you come from? Bokassa was here. They were trouble taking over.
So
but I thank you so much. Anwar Sadat, I never call him name, his honorary mention, I call Sadat special. Anwar Sadat of Egypt came to Liberia, prior to coming, informed the Liberian government, the authority in charge of the villas that he was taking, that they only wanted empty villas. You gave me 5 villas, give me 5 empty villas. Not funny, I don't even want furniture inside. I'm bringing everything. And he brought down the dish tower, Anwar El Sadat. And he arrived here with 250 Republican guards, Egyptian special forces. And 100 of the 250 arrived in the bureau. Almost 3 weeks before the AOU conference started, and the people never knew they were already in the 17. Egyptian special forces, Republican guard. The men brought 250 of them to the bureau. And he landed on the day of the conference. The day of the conference, he landed by helicopter on top of the on top of the United Conference Center.
United Conference District 17.
District 17 on the helipad. We're going to get 2 helipads there. He landed with 2 military choppers. But who can tell me the first president to arrive in the building? It's a quiz. The first president to arrive in the building. We gave them 1,000 $1,000. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me play it, man. I want to hear with it.
To let the growing faith, we welcome you to this land of liberty by God's command, where an unyielding flow of silent sacrifices for freedom has been sustained, and where an undying faith in Africa's full potential has been maintained.
منظمة واحدة ليس لنا الأخرى التي حاولت أن تنقل لكم هنا هذا الكلام.
Amongst my duties as chairman, I must point out that in which they've expressed their viewpoints regarding what took place and what is currently taking place in their country.
Sense of insecurity may be engendered by this act. Who may now have to look over the shoulder of their more powerful neighbors at every step these smaller nations take in the pursuit of their sovereignty and independence. In addition, fathers now fade into a twinkling hope for our children's.
Says fascism knows neither color nor race. The oppression, torture,
de cette Afrique qui,
by black fascists in Kampala is no more acceptable than the oppression, torture, and murder of Africans by white racists in Pretoria.
Illegitimacy.
In the name of Uganda, we salute our Tanzania brothers and sisters for their solidarity with our people.
Bombarded by what Britain intends doing.
The new international economic order.
In the Constitution, so as to include the Patriotic Front. We don't need to be included. We are the people concerned.
I mean, I guess Samuel independent. But are you ready for my quiz?
Bobby.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't have the mic on.
For you, man.
So.
But we had told you didn't have the mic on.
Sorry, sir. We got 10 more minutes here.
But how you do that?
We are about to play a video from 1979. The great emancipators of Africa were speaking in the Unity Conference Center in 2017. And as they speak, the papi will give his commentary. Papi, ready?
Well, go ahead, but I ever sing you.
Let's do it again.
Damn it, man. Yeah, but I fire. That's the host of the program. That's the host of the OU Summit. Our President William Richard Turbo, Reverend Dr. William Richard Turbo, President of Liberia. That's the opening. That's the opening statement there. That's the opening remark.
In Africa's full potential has been maintained.
منظمة واحدة ليس لنا
Anwar El Sadat. Anwar El Sadat, President of Egypt.
Amongst my duties as chairman,
Lieutenant General Gafar El Nimeri. Lieutenant General Gafar El Nimeri, Sudan.
in which they've expressed their viewpoints regarding what took place and what is currently
Turning
taking
over
place
ceremony
in
to
their
Willie Turbo.
country.
of insecurity may be engendered.
Olusegun Obasanjo, before he turned ugly, he had a baboon, and then he was a human being. Olusegun Obasanjo, at the time he was a major general in the Nigerian army.
At every step,
You see, you are now too ugly over there. You see, you are now too ugly.
pursuit of their sovereignty and independence.
Now he do them baboon and money.
In addition, fathers now fade into a twinkling hope for our children. Says
Godfrey Minases, when Idi Amin ran away, he took over in Uganda. Godfrey Minases briefly, then later on a man called Milton Obote became president of Uganda. This is the voice of Godfrey Minases.
Than the oppression, torture, and murder of Africans by white racists in Pretoria.
Illegitimacy.
In the name of Uganda,
Uganda talking about the shit that were going, a party system that were going on in South Africa, Pretoria, to be specific. There's the man, you now watching it, but they show the face of a man called John Vossel from South Africa. John Vossel?
By what Britain intends.
Kenneth Kaunda, the voice of Kenneth Kaunda now. Kenneth Kaunda of Zambia.
So as to include the Patriotic Front. We don't need to be included. We are the people concerned.
That time Africa have men. Africa not get making you. All the men input you.
Okay, Pops.
The reason they call erectile dysfunction.
The reason I play that
Yeah.
is for the people of District 17 to know some of you that can go poo-poo around the Unity Conference.
In the building, sometimes, or in the building.
In the building, around the building. And to some of the stakeholders.
Short time. Oh.
Some of the stakeholders of the district.
Damn it.
That our district is the host of almost 10.
I did have men. I don't carry someone in there.
Our district is the home of over 10 cabinet ministers.
Yeah.
The home of more than 15 legislators and senators.
More.
That District 17 is a sacred district. You heard
Often imitated, never duplicated.
It gets no better than this.
Hey, you get the way you can be making your face, you get also.
You boy, I need money quick. I get too much expensive on my head this month and and I get.
So like everything I will tell you, get mobile loan, man.
Mobile loan? Mobile money get bank now?
No, mobile loan like some kind of quick 7 loan mobile money can give you. You can borrow up to $20,000 Liberian dollar at a very low.